Thank you, Chairperson, and let me take this opportunity to thank Dr. Unni and his team of Chelaram Diabetes Meet. There is a conflict of interest here that this is a sponsored session, but you can take photographs if you want. Now, this is going to be very, very clinical, and one of the novel things which we have learned in last few months about self-monitoring of blood glucose, and it's going to be a little eye-opener for all of us. So taking self-monitoring of blood glucose to the next level, changing the way you see your blood glucose, that's a topic. Diabetes current scenario, I feel you must have seen these slides quite often. India is a diabetes capital, second capital, and a lot of risk factors. Numbers are increasing, and we have to wake up now for the care of these people. Problem for dysglycemia, it is not just fasting, it is not just postprandial, it is fasting as well as postprandial, as well as glycemic variability, which is at the stake. And because if you have a chronic hyperglycemia, excessive glycation and can cause complication. And glycemic variability, you must have heard in the session of CGM that it is important, and it can also activate oxidative stress, and it can also cause one of the risk factor for complication. Hypoglycemia is one thing which is usually last 10 years or so, we have started realizing the importance of hypoglycemia from the time gliptins and then the SGLT2 have come, and we have now realized that hypoglycemia has to be prevented as much as we can. And these are some alarming figures I feel very important to remember is around 50% of type 1 diabetic patients, they undergo diminished autonomic function, epinephrine response, and hypoglycemia unawareness in around 50% of type 1. Patient loses the autonomic warning symptoms of hypoglycemia and may not recognize them, and all fail to recognize, and this is important figure here. Even in diabetes complication and control trial of type 1 diabetes, severe hypoglycemic episodes occurred 50% during sleep, and 1/3 those who occurred in daytime have not shown any warning symptoms. And that means possibly we are underestimating the prevalence of hypoglycemia unawareness in our population, and it becomes mandate for all of us to monitor blood glucose more aggressively in those patients, because avoiding hypoglycemia is the only treatment of unexplained hypoglycemia unawareness, and it can be done only through self-monitoring of blood glucose. When we talk about CGM and doing all this monitorings, CGM can work for 7 days, for 14 days. You can do multiple times, maybe twice in a year, if your patient affording, maybe every 4 months. But then even then you still might miss out many cases, and that is why self-monitoring of blood glucose is of utmost importance in our clinical practice when it comes to a country like us, where hardly anything is actually insured. So meaningful, what do we mean by meaningful monitoring? Self-monitoring of blood glucose provides maybe day-to-day data to manage glucose, provides feedback for nutrition and activity. You can adjust your diet, you can adjust your activity with that, provide measures for specific pharmacological impact of oral treatment. You may add additional drugs like alpha-glucoside inhibitors to prevent postprandial hyperglycemia. It allows the design and implementation of physiological insulin replacement, which insulin to be adjusted when it is SMBG, which will possibly help you, assist in problem solving, and to correct SMBG readings are needed to make correct medical decisions. Now, what are the recommendations? Very few people know that how many times, and this is a common question by every one of you, and sometimes if you are not aware, we just say, okay, you go on monitoring as whenever you want. Sometimes say, okay, you do once in a week. And these random answers might be little, not very convincing to the population in this time of Google doctors. And that is why we have to be specific. What are the recommendations? So recommendation says, in type 1 diabetes and pregnancy, it should be minimum 3 times or more than that. So maybe 4 to 6 times per day. Type 2 diabetes should be sufficient to facilitate reaching glucose goals. Type 2 using multiple injections, again at least 3 times per day. And type 2 taking oral drugs 2 to 4 times per day, they say, but I feel we have to have Indian recommendations separately for those who are on oral drugs. Current methods for SMBG is a logbook. Everyone has their own register. And we have people who are really meticulously doing this, preparing this kind of logbook. Now, logbook not regularly is being maintained. This is one thing. And there's also some data which says when you ask your type 1 diabetic, especially children or type 1 young diabetic people, and if you ask them to prepare this SMBG chart, there will be manipulations. And the data says almost 30% of the readings were false reading, and they were just written to just please either parent or to person like us who are very strict in this. So there can be human error in manual writing. Patient might need to cheat you. Patient do not adhere to prescribed SMBG frequency. You ask them to monitor 4 times a day, except pregnancy. And this is a hardcore true fact here, that except pregnancy, gestational diabetes or pre-gestational diabetic women who are on multiple doses of insulin, they monitor meticulously fasting, post-breakfast, post-lunch, post-dinner, almost every one of them. The compliance is more than 90%. Everyone will monitor it. But the moment you come out of pregnancy in the non-pregnant state, anyone in this world, it is very difficult to get a compliance of 100%. And that is why we need to encourage good quality monitoring. And apart from monitoring, how do you store it, how do you interpret it, and how do you take actions? That is what is important in today's era. That is what we call about mindful eating. And here the word comes here is meaningful monitoring. It's not just monitoring. We have to have meaningful monitoring, which should come out with some particular conclusions towards your action profile. So we have here OneTouch Reveal web app for healthcare professional, and there are 2 parts in this. One is for the patient, another is for the doctors or healthcare professional. And what are the 2 parts of it that we'll just go through very quickly. So it is a OneTouch Reveal ecosystem. Let us understand what is this. So it has a glucometer, and this is a OneTouch Flex Vero glucometer. And this glucometer has a Bluetooth inbuilt, which can be synchronized with a mobile app of a person. Mobile app is OneTouch Reveal mobile app, which requires an Android phone or an Apple phone, and it can be synchronized with the glucometer. So we have 2 parts. One is the glucometer, and another one is the mobile phone. Then third part is the person can see on the screen various kinds of blood glucose profile. They're trained, and everything can be judged by the patient and can be seen visualized. So it is for the patient. It can be personalized visuals, which can be in various colors. We'll go into detail of it. Then doctors should have can have a visuals of that particular patient sitting in their own chamber once they log in the center code. So you have a screen where you can see the profile of a person. Even if he is lying, if he is saying that everything is normal, then you can go through this and you can judge that. And then you can also individual, as well as you have if suppose you have 100 patients, you will have a data of compilation of all 100 patients together with their individual timing, so you can have a population base. And this particular strategy can be utilized for further research and presentations. Suppose if you want to have how many type 1 diabetics you have and how much is their blood glucose profile in the morning hours or the evening hours, and how many of them are going into hypos, how many are going into hypers, everything can be seen in one click through this particular program without using a CGM. So it's a OneTouch Reveal mobile app for patient. So this is how it's going to be. First is you have to download it's a free OneTouch Reveal app, and it can be launched on the Android phone. And this is a screen. Once you actually download the app, possibly you'll have to just put your personal information, which is like your date of birth, your email, your email address twice, password. And once you download this app, then you'll have to put the clinic code. Now there are around 256 clinics which have a clinic code at this moment of time in India, and around 15,000 plus patients are already enrolled in this. So once you download the app, then you have to put there's a window here where you get a code like this, and this code has to be taken from your doctor. And once they put this code, a doctor gets a message on their screen, and you have to allow that patient. You have to accept that request from a patient. Once you accept it, then it gets synergized. The mobile of a patient along with a glucometer gets synchronized with the clinic. So this is how, and we fortunately have only One Touch Ultra Vero flex meter, which is available here. There are few other meters in European countries, but we have only this one, which is enabled with the Bluetooth. So once you download and once you get synchronized with the system of the clinic, then you can just go through and go through this welcome page, and there are multiple windows then for further use of this particular model. But at least you learn this how best we can use the base of it. So now suppose if you do the blood glucose here, you have to first on the Bluetooth here, and you have to enable your glucometer with the mobile Android. And once you on the glucometer, suppose once you on a glucometer and once you press a button there are two buttons here, then the Bluetooth will be on. Whatever blood glucose you do here, that will be reflected on the mobile. But before that, there will be a code here, and that code will be for the Bluetooth. Once you on the mobile phone and One Touch Reveal program, that time you'll get a message that you put the Bluetooth code. That Bluetooth code is nothing but a code which will come on the glucometer. Once you add this code here, then it will get synchronized, and then the blood glucose which you have done the last one, that will appear on the screen. So here is an example that you have a One Touch Vero strip here. This is you apply the blood, you get a glucometer, sugar reading here. Sugar reading of the glucometer get expressed here on the screen of your mobile, and this is how you use it. Now, there's also a ColorSure technology which has been inbuilt in this glucometer. So your blue is low, green is normal, and red is high blood glucose. So if someone gets 68, there will be an arrow here which will be marking and will show a patient that your blood glucose is low. Someone who's normal will show green, and someone whose blood glucose, suppose you have to keep a threshold, you have to enter a threshold. Now we say it is an individualization of the therapy which is important. So suppose if I keep 70 and 130 as the target, 70 as lowest, and 130 as highest. So anything in the fasting blood glucose or anything which is reading which is going below 70 will be shown as blue here, and anything which is going above 170 or 180 will be shown as red. Now this could differ from one person to another. And then if suppose someone is on insulin, you have to keep this button on. If someone is not on insulin, you will not be unnecessarily getting messages for those who are on insulin therapy. Otherwise, and then you have to individualize your overnight timing, breakfast, lunch, and dinner timings here. Once you feed that accordingly, then your blood glucose will be coming on the screen. Then if suppose you have to also put, suppose someone is taking before meal, it will appear as full apple. Someone is blood glucose is taking after meal, it will be shown as half apple, depending on the time of the blood glucose you are doing. And then you can also edit your information as and when required. Now, One Touch Reveal app uses Bluetooth that we have seen. And then it automatically draws the timeline. If suppose a Bluetooth is on, every time it will get all the readings into the mobile phone. Suppose someone has started this program today, even the readings of last 3 months or 6 months, whatever you have done blood glucose, at least last 500 readings will all be transferred to the mobile phone, and that can be used for research. And then because you have such window appear where you can have a summary of everything. And that too again with the colorful this, suppose there are 2 readings which were hypo, many of them are normal, and there are 4 readings which are hyper. So you can see your logbook here, what you otherwise are going to write on the paper. And then you can also have summary of it. Whatever you have done, suppose this summary can be of 14 days, 30 days, or 90 days. Suppose this patient, you have 14 days summary, around 50% normal, around 5% were low, and 44% high. And according to your summary report, you can target your therapy, and you can target your diet and physical activity. Then you have a goal tracking. Unfortunately, our people are very, very glucocentric when it comes to patient, and many of the physicians too. We are just glucocentric. I feel we have to balance everything. We have to balance blood glucose testings. We have to monitor blood glucose well. We have to talk about diet and carbohydrate counting, number of steps of physical activity. All these things have to be properly synchronized, and that can be monitored through this app once we put it, and that can be correlated to each other. Sometimes you put a goal of doing 4 blood glucose per day, but you have done only 1 blood glucose here. Even that can also be shown that you have done only 1 instead of 4. So that's how you can track the goal. Similarly, if suppose you plan that you will have 2,000 steps per day, but unfortunately that day you are busy, you had only 126 steps per day, so it will be again seen there that you have not done justice to the exercise today. And that can be easily reflected at what particular time you have done 125 steps here in 24 hours. That can also be shown. And then, of course, the carbohydrate counting, and you have to fill that particular thing. So your blood glucose, insulin levels, carbohydrate counting, activity, this all can be seen. Now there is also an HbA1c comparator. So you have to but you have to enter the A1C reading whenever you do it. Suppose you are doing 4 times in a year or 3 times in a year, you just enter it and you can get the comparative reports, the early one or the later one, and you can compare my A1C last 3 months was this, before 3 months of that it was this. And if suppose you imagine a situation, you start doing this test and using this program aggressively now, and then try to compare after 3 or 4 years, you can have wonderful data available of a single patient, and then multiple patients that can be used for further clinical research and understanding, and possibly individualizing therapy, as well as trying to understand the population-related data and correlating it with your strategy for diabetes care. So it is easy to get the reports on the screen. Then you can, if some patient comes to a clinic, then you can use this PDF file. You can just print it out and put it in the, suppose someone comes to after 4 months or 90 days, you can just take a printout of 90 days and put it in the file as like you see HbA1c report, or you put a diet chart or other HbA1c reports. So you have, it can give you 90. Now this is a case of our clinic, Sangeeta, 90 days report average is 122. Previous was 124, and you can see there most of the readings are green, some of them on higher side. So it can also give a graph like this, nothing less than CGM. CGM give you 14 days, here you have got a reading of 90 days. And then if it can be further extrapolated further if you have multiple such charts available. And here is your logbook on the other side, which can also say that which particular reading has not been done. And this is another patient where you can have the 90-day reading here, and most 30, around 16% is higher side. Here it's lower side. You can have a graph again here, seem to be quite normal. Fortunately, both of these patients seem to be a little disciplined. And then it can also give reminders like other mobile. Now, what about doctors, how they are going to use it? They will have a code, center code. You'll have a center code, and the moment you put the patient's code, what they have, and you will get the information of that particular patient, and it will automatically detect over 30 patterns related to the blood glucose results, insulin doses, carbohydrate intake to the patient. Simple, colorful reports reveal patient to help your patient to see bigger pictures, and it is integrated readings data for multiple devices, and of course population management. As I told you, if you have multiple patients, 100 patients, 200 patients, you can compile the data and see, come out with good quality research. Then, of course, you have to put your username and all. This is very simple. And this is a data which you can use it. And as the patient, once you accept the request of a patient, that data immediately comes here on the table. Like this patient's data was just added. So one patient's name was added to the other list. So population management, as I told you, multiple patient, you can use this data. Suppose I want to know how much is the average pre-lunch blood glucose of my population, I'll be able to get it. How many of our patients are going low in total 100 type 1? How many of them are going above target in this particular population? So everything can be judged through this. And then that can be statistic further can be used. And you have mean blood glucose. You can even come out with some glycemic variability related data. And this is a wonderful, this exciting chart which I like the most in the whole slide set, that you have a exactly CGM kind of data available here. with various green and blues as well as red here, and you have a mean coming out of it, which is quite longer than what you see in 7 days or 14 days profile. So you have blues, green, and this will show you exact hypos and hypers here. Comparative statistics can also be done by using this. I feel this is a visual book. Yeah, and this is exactly what different reports which can be available. It can be patient summary, excursion analysis, extremes of low as well as high, adherence analysis, whether if the patient is using 4 different programs that includes physical activity, carbohydrate counting, blood glucose monitoring, as well as the blood glucose testing, then in that situation you have to see how many the adherence, how much are they adhered to their program, integrated daily views of the patient, logbook. Since those who are on pump setting, they can also be used, they can also be benefited, and without any extra cost. That's the most important thing. Is every time you do CGM, you have to pay extra cost. Here you are otherwise doing with glucometer, except the strip cost. I don't think there is any problem. Details of days from day to week, day to day, as well as weeks to weeks, and details from time to time of the day. Everything can be seen from this. And then it can be helpful in managing a case of diabetes more easily, and it's a clinic-based app. So we can have a summary like this. This is our first patient. You have a summary of this. This is again the first patient of from pre as well as the post. The earlier as the first 3 months, and the next 3 months, or first 6 weeks, next 6 weeks like this, and this is another patient. So to summarize, to eat is human, to eat well is divine. And with this era of westernization, Coca-Colization, McDonaldization, Dominization, and not Pizza Hut, now many of these, I feel we all have to wake up for a good control of diabetes. And all this can be realized through good monitoring. Can we make our people with diabetes happy? I feel this was a talk given by Professor Anil Boraskar from Mumbai in one of the meeting at Nagpur. And it is our responsibility to make them happy. And this will happen only with, individualized care with multiple aspects of diabetes, especially when those are on multiple doses of insulin therapy, to make them happy and keep them healthy for a longer period. Before I forget, let me also announce today is the 7th of March. And after 3 days, we have a National GDM Day. 10th of March has been now announced, declared as a National GDM Day by Government of India. And all of us, I am going to take over as National President of GDM in the last week of this month. So I invite all of you to Diabetes in Pregnancy group. But before that, I expect all of you to start celebrating like World Diabetes Day, National GDM Day, at least for the country, for awareness of gestational diabetes in our country. And I invite all of you to the National DIPSI program, DIPSI, which is 28th and 29th of March at Delhi, on behalf of Rajiv Chawla and Professor Seshayya and Dr. Balaji. Those who are interested for academics like this in this particular hall, we have 17th, 18th, and 19th of July at Nagpur, Hello Diabetes Academia, which will be the 5th international meeting at Nagpur. Before I forget, let me wish you a happy, healthy, colorful, sweet Holi and sweet Gudi Padwa, and of course, happy National GDM Day on this. Let us pray that Corona should remain away from all of our lives. Thank you very much for your patience listening. We always celebrate our birthdays or anniversary by not cutting the cake and not taking cookies, but we cut the fruit to celebrate the birthdays and anniversary. So all these occasions, whenever you use, whether it's Holi or Gudi Padwa, don't use hydrogenated fat-related sweets or cakes or cookies. Better you use fruits to celebrate any occasion. That's another message by showing this plate. Thank you very much for patience listening.